here, and you got to have it here, bigger than ever, right? That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So you got to have a vision. And I had a vision. Let me just take you back real quick. I was 26 years old, 1991. Got involved in my first network marketing company. Was fortunate to have great mentors. Great company at the time. Built my income. We earned over $1 million with that company. Okay? The 5th year, the company went backwards for some crazy reasons. Right? My income went backwards 3.5 years later. You know, we're finding ourselves not being able to pay our bills. Now, this was back in the mid-90s when the economy was spectacular. But I had nothing. I didn't have an education. I didn't have a trade to go with. And we had kids. We started having babies. Without kids, you can make it without a problem, right? But when you have kids, you got to take care of them. You love those kids, right? So we were in a situation that I didn't know what to do. So we cried. The one thing my wife and I did is we stuck together, right? Which was important. We prayed a lot to God, and we stuck together. So I went out. Now, I still had a decent check. It was still $5,000 a month, okay, residual. But I couldn't pay my bills on it because I wasn't smart enough to put money away. You know, I grew up pretty poor. So, a lot of love in my house, but not a lot of money. You know, so I'd rather have the love than the money. But money is also fun to have. Would you agree, right? You know, so the fact is, I spent a lot of money. Our bills were ridiculous. $5,000 a month was not paying my bills. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I cried a lot. And I went out and just jumped into something I knew nothing about. But I knew I had to do it. And I got into the real estate business. I got into building homes, got into flipping homes. And the first year was really tough. But we made it through, took it a day at a time. So that's the first thing I say. This business is about a brick at a time, day at a time. It's important. You got to be consistent every day in our business, every day, to build your business. Consistency builds emotional stability. Our business can be very emotional, like this, right? You know, they talked a little bit about it before. Sometimes you're here and you drop down. It's tough. We all go through it. Life is plateau. You can have plateaus, peaks and valleys. But we got through it, started building our business, built a great reputation, okay? And it took a while. It took a few years, and then finally we hit it, and we was just rolling. But let me tell you something. I worked my tail off, 7 in the morning, 7 at night, so many years, okay? And my kids were just babies when I started doing that. So when do you see them, right? When do you see them? So I seen them, maybe at 8 o'clock, and they went to bed at 8:30. Now they're 13 and 14 years old. Now they don't want to talk to me, right? No, I'm just kidding. My kids are great. But, so, I used to be in great shape. I was a national competitive bodybuilder. So here's kind of how this started. Okay, I got fatter than I could ever get. I was 262 pounds. I had a 42-inch waist, and I started eating better and exercising. I know what to do, but my body wasn't working. I lost 8 pounds in 10 weeks, and I was so frustrated and tired. But my friend back in the back, who I do want to introduce and announce, and his lovely fiancée, Pamela and Jeff Harrison, could you please stand up and let's please acknowledge them. So, I just want to tell Jeff and Pam, thank you for calling me, that you had, you cared enough about me to call me on this program. So that's kind of, so thank you so much. And we've known each other 20 years, made a lot of money together in our first company that I mentioned, but we always stayed friends, and that was what was important. But anyway, so bottom line is, he called me, I needed to lose weight, I was tired, a lot of people out there like that, and first 8 days lost 11 pounds, felt amazing, down 40 pounds, 9 inches off my waist, and I was on fire for this company. Well, here's my vision for this company, okay? I knew the product was amazing, right? I knew it was amazing. And I seen the compensation plan, and I talked to Mark Schinkel, and then I talked to Mark Walker, and then I talked to Mary, and Rudy, I'll just say it. And the fact is that I knew the product was amazing. A lot of stories out there, right? I knew the compensation plan was amazing, because guess why I knew this? Okay, because I know compensation plan's decent. There's some that are so hard out there. There's so much structure. You got to do so much business. People aren't making money. But I knew my people could make money here. And that was important to me, that my team would make money. It's so important, right? Because you got to help people. And then when I talked to Mark, and then Glenn came along, I remember Mark called me and goes, "Have you met Glenn Oliver?" I go, "Who's Glenn Oliver?" And he says, "He's amazing. You got to meet him." So I chatted with him on the phone. He's actually a lot more personality up here than he is in one-on-one. He's a little dry one-on-one, but that's okay. But his son and daughter are awesome. Yeah, kids. But so I seen all that. No matter what happened, no matter how hard it was, right? We've been through a lot of stuff. I knew that this was going to be a huge company. There was no question in my mind. And I would talk to guys, my team, the guys I was a little hard on, the women I loved on, right? Not everything was perfect. But I'd say, listen, the guys that call me, Mike Bartell and Tom Gillis and whoever else, and they'd be like, why don't they do it this way? And I said, listen, it doesn't matter. They're running the company. You go talk and share the stories of the product and the business. Build and focus on your business, right? Every single day, share the stories. Go out and talk to new people. And I said, I don't have time to talk to you right now because you're being negative. I'll see you later. I wasn't that rude, but I'm just saying that's what was my point to them. And the girls may call and they were challenged a little bit, and I said, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Here's what we need to do, right? So we were building that business like that, and things took off. And the first 90 days I made over $9,000. It was excellent. The last 4 months, part-time, this company's paid me over $70,000. Now, through the process of all of this, I knew it was going to happen. There was no question in my mind that we were going to be a great company. Last night, was that a nice get-together? Yes? Okay, right? So, the first get-together we had, I think, 60 people or 55 people. And I'm like, and people are showing up, is this all there's here? I'm like, yeah, isn't that awesome? We're starting the company. Then it went to whatever. Then it went, we're in Puerto Rico. It's a great place in Puerto Rico. I love it. Okay? And so we had 65 there. Then we had 180 in Nashville, which was a great time. And that's when, you have different tiers of leaders stepping up to the plate. It was 10 months ago. Cal and I kind of hooked up in Chicago. I don't mean literally. She says to me, your team is growing fast. I want to, will you help me out? I said, absolutely. Let me ask you a couple questions. Are you committed to the company? And she said, absolutely, with no questioning. And I said, are you coachable? She goes, absolutely. And I loved her passion. Do you guys love her energy and passion? It's amazing. So I said, let's run with this company because I want to go to 1 million. Because if we hit 1 million, the bonuses will get bigger. And we did it. See, we have had 9 straight months of growth. And we're going to do it again. We're on a record pace this month again. But we've got to go out and share it with a lot of people and sponsor. You've got to put it in your heart to go out and do it. And I'm going to say this, because this is what I'm going to tell my team. Okay? When you leave here, this has been fun. Right? It's been a ball because you meet so many great people. It's awesome. And you hear the stories. And you become a family. This is what is happening here. You're going to see this cultivate. Because the culture of our company is absolutely amazing. It starts from the top and it comes down. Corporate down. See? So I don't see any egos in this room. And I don't know if people with egos would make it. Right, Joe? They wouldn't make it in this room. They couldn't. So Mark Walker always says what to us? He says you're going to attract people that are like you. And that's what I love about this company, because people care about people. You see, you got to put your ego aside. To me, ego is self-esteem issues. I know guys like that. I know people like that. You see, so we teamed up and ran with it. We hit that 1 million. The bonuses got bigger.